Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. Today, we're continuing our ongoing coverage of the war between the Russian Federation and Ukraine. So, quick update today. The Russians continue to be very active, both to the north, west, and south of Donetsk. Obviously, the Russians continue to establish initiative west of Avdiivka. We are continuing to see this monotonous drive west from Avdiivka west, but at the same time, we are seeing the Russians attacking and launching operations further to the south within the vicinity of Mederinka, this area here. Now, we are seeing very large formations of Russian forces attacking in this sector as well. So what is the Russian objective? So at this point, we believe here at MFAN that the Russians are focusing a lot of combat power west of Donetsk in anticipation of launching additional offensive operations elsewhere. So the Ukrainians right now are scrambling to establish secondary defensive lines west of Avdiivka. They have not done that yet. They do not have solid, strong points where they can defend against Russian attacks in this area. We are continuing to see Ukrainian units retreat. Some of these retreats are not in an orderly manner. At the same time, we're seeing Ukrainian forces attempting to launch counterattacks to try and stall this Russian advance, especially west of Avdiivka. But again, as I've talked about before, one of the biggest problems now for the Ukrainians is the Russian production of attack drones. And these are everything from these FPV, very small, formerly racing drones, to drones that can drop explosive devices, grenades, equipped with RPG-7s, to Lancet drones, in the more modern variant of the Lancet that has a artificial intelligence-based target identification system in it. So these are the systems combined with these very large aerial bombs, these aerial glide bombs that the Russians are using against key positions. So as the Ukrainians try to establish fortified positions, be it in urban areas, forest lines, what have you, the traditional method of the Ukrainian defense strategy, those positions come under immediate attack by very large GLONASS guided aerial bombs. And these are 2,000, 3,000 pound bombs that have relatively good accuracy, and they are causing quite a few casualties with the Ukrainians. But more importantly, it really makes it difficult for the Ukrainians to establish defensive positions. So this war is changing. Obviously, what worked for the Ukrainians in Avdiivka in terms of these massive fortified positions, and the Russians were able to reduce those fortified positions with these glide bombs. So what's making this difficult for the Ukrainians is they have to reestablish positions like what they did in Avdiivka, but the Russians have an answer for those positions. They can actively see those positions being set up, and they're using these glide bombs to reduce those positions. So this war is evolving and changing. The Russian electronic warfare capability is becoming more tenacious, and it's becoming more difficult for the Ukrainians to operate drones over some of these contested areas, these gray areas, to go after Russian armored vehicles. But the Russian offensive continues. We're going to continue to monitor this very, very closely. things do not look good for the Ukrainians in the Donetsk sector. And furthermore, we're watching very closely other sectors as well. Again, south of Zaporizhia, Orikhiv. We're watching very closely up towards Kupiansk and areas near there. We're also watching the possibility of a Russian offensive towards Kharkov as well, and we'll continue to watch that very, very closely. Thanks for joining us. More to come, as always. Have a good day.